Today on Breaking Relics, we're going to talk about meeting your inspirations. What was it? Oh, I guess it was slightly over 4 years ago now. Sure doesn't seem it. It was I think the November before COVID hit. Comic convention was coming through town. I usually I don't pay attention to the conventions much. I've never been a big goer of them. I like reading comics, but the community of it, I'm more of a loner in general. So, uh, but I had a friend who posted photos because they were there and they had gotten to meet Jim Starlin, who is the creator of Thanos, and he did some of the most shaping of the character of Adam Warlock, which are my two favorites. It was fun. I went down there and I got there, or first I grabbed a big stack of books, went out and got a bunch of cash to be able to get a lot of them signed. I have a wall upstairs that's just covered in Adam Warlock books, and now a lot of them are signed by him and Ron Lim, who had shared his booth kind of thing. Ron Lim is one of my favorite versions of Adam and Silver Surfer and Thanos. Anyhow, when I first got there, they were gone at lunch maybe. They weren't there. I don't know if they had a convention or a meeting. So it was waiting around, waiting around, waiting around. And then they came, and it kind of worked out because it was before they had really gotten back to the booth, so I got to chat with him for a while because people hadn't started showing up to get back in line for it. And so we chatted for a bit. I told him my two favorites, and he was like, a schizophrenic and a nihilist, huh? Yeah? Yeah? uh, it was fun. Just he was very amiable to chat with. Uh, he even signed my gauntlet because I was wearing that as well. I'll show you a picture of it. Uh, it was pretty much what you want when you're meeting somebody whose work has inspired you. Uh, and, since we're on inspirations, a lot of people have seen the obviously Avengers movies now, but not as many have read Infinity Gauntlet, which is what it was based on. And the end of Infinity Gauntlet is similar to Infinity War, with Thanos having retired. Why do you always start to bark when I'm doing this? You've been silent for like 3 hours. Where Thanos went back to the planet, retired, and hung his armor on the Scarecrow and was just tending to the fields. That part's the same. The difference is the heroes had won at that point. Everybody had gone back to their lives kind of thing. He had realized his goals and dreams were really not to be. And Adam Warlock, who wasn't in the movies at all, was the one who had gotten him to see that, and had gotten the gauntlet for himself. And so it was very much Adam was now the god with the gauntlet. And Adam came to have a discussion with Thanos since he had wielded that power. And at the end of it, Thanos is sitting on his steps after Adam's left, and he's like, Adam Warlock wanted nothing more than to live a simple, peaceful life in the world of the Soul Gem. It was a nice little relaxing world. I wanted nothing more than everything power of a god. This is paraphrased. Now Adam Warlock has the power of a god, and here I am as the farmer. Somehow I think I ended up with the better deal in the long run. I always liked that line. It was a good ending. I know comics never end, so Thanos' story is continued, and depending on who writes him, he's been either really bad again or he's more middle of the road. I prefer the more he's doing things out of curiosity and because he's around, and I've always found that to be more interesting. I like characters that are more fleshed out. But anyhow, that's about all of my thoughts for today. Hope you all had a good weekend.